I don't want to see adults go through what I've been through either. But to share that story is so important. And I think that the format of the book sounds really good too, because it's just short tips for people to take on board. But ultimately it is a personal journey, and that authenticity comes from those experiences. And yet I suppose the old way of leadership was, no, you need to be stoic and not show
Mm.
yourself, not be vulnerable. But we know that that vulnerability really breeds good leadership as well. So can you talk a little bit about how you have shown that vulnerability, even though we need to balance our masculine and feminine all the time, because we're in a very male dominated part of education, but you also can show your vulnerability as the feminine side, where it's okay to show that, especially when working with kids.
Mm. Yeah, I had a coaching session yesterday, and I asked one of the teachers, what are you doing during the vacation break? And she said, "Oh, I'm seeing my mother." And I just burst into tears. And I thought, oh, gee, this is not like me. I don't usually cry, but and I said that I haven't seen my daughter for 6 years because she's in Germany. And I can remember, but it was an emotion that I haven't felt for a while. And I wasn't ever a crier. And when I needed to show my vulnerability side, it's when you're being honest, and when you're trying to, you could be talking to a single mum, or a dad who's just um, his wife just left with the two kids, or a traumatized student. There are all times. As a leader, it's important to show your empathy. And I know that's a word, we talk about the listening skills of empathy, reflective and activation, but you really have to. I could identify with a lot of the parents, even parents I taught with when I was principal at Templestowe Valley, or the families over at Mill Park Heights. There was all, don't worry, I've probably been there myself, and I understand. And when I had some teachers that would come to me and complain that some kids didn't have lunch or whatever, and I go, it's probably because they got no money. And that's our job. We'll get them something to eat. And a parent that, had about 5 children, a single mum, and the husband was unfortunately in prison,